Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're riding at Lake Milton, Ohio. The trail system is a 10-mile loop system, and it's also directional depending on the day of the week. So they do have signs on the side of the trail, so you don't have to worry about memorizing what day you have to go which way. So as you can see, we're coming up to one of them now, and it points which way you need to go. Since this area has seen a lot of rain lately, before heading out to this trail system, check out the Facebook page of the Rust Belt Revival Trail Coalition. They're the group that maintains and builds these trails. And also they post pretty regularly about when the trails are open, closed, or if they even have a trail day. So that's the best way to start before heading out to this trail system. This is one of the longest climbs of the trail system. There's not a lot of elevation gain on this trail. With that being said, there's also not a lot of descent to this trail, which makes it really good for a beginner rider. The only really bad part about bringing a beginner here, if they're not in shape or they're really new to the bike, this isn't really the ideal situation. The conditions and the trail itself is perfect for them, but there's no cutout. You have to do the whole 10 miles, so if you're not really in a good shape riding bikes that long, this is a little struggle, and also might put off some new riders because that's just a lot of struggle that they might not be ready to sign up for. But if they would put in a cut through or a fire road, that might help. And I'm not saying there's not one, but during this ride I didn't see it. Or they might be planning to do that since they've added a bunch of new sections, and I just missed that in the Facebook page. The reason I chose this trail system this day was because I wanted just an easy, relaxing trail ride. However, nothing says relaxing and easy when you get to the trailhead and you realize half of your gear is not in your bag, or you have mismatched gear. For example, I'm wearing 2 different gloves. That's only the tip of the iceberg of how this unloading and getting ready to ride went for me. But I'm still going to try to have a nice relaxing ride and just deal with 2 different gloves, which with my OCD bothers me a little bit because I keep staring down at them going, I wish I brought my other gloves. This trail system doesn't have a lot of trail features. You do occasionally come up to a log over, which is really easy. For example, I didn't even put my dropper post down. I was able to clear that without a lot of speed or needing a lot of technique. You just kind of roll right over it. It was very built well. As I mentioned before, there's not a lot of elevation gain to this trail system, so this is one of the longer descents that the trail system has to offer. As you can see, everything is very manageable and not any crazy turns or any jumps here, so it is a nice relaxing ride. Or if you're just trying to build up your fitness, this is a good way to just get out, ride, and build up your endurance, or just go out for a ride. Since the trail system is relatively flat and has a handful of features, I had to cut out a lot of video and a lot of section of the trail that is basically flat. I mean, it's not a bad sections, it just makes it for uninteresting watching. So if you ever want to see these longer cuts on these trails, just let me know in the comments. I might start posting the long videos or the whole trail system if you want to see the beginning to the end. But for the time being, I'm just going to keep posting shorter ones just so people are interested and it doesn't get too boring. Even though there's not a lot of elevation to the trail, it still has a lot of flowy section for the lack of elevation and kind of makes it fun. And it also shows that the trail builders did use the elevation pretty well. And I'm really happy to find these small flow sections because it breaks up just the endurance grinding and it makes it a little interesting, and you also get a break because I'm never always in the best of shape, so it's always good for me to have a little break here and there. This is the second time through this section for me, and I just decided to keep trying it because I felt really sketchy, so I decided to really work on it, but it's not getting any better. I'm really more comfortable on these kind of skinny technical skills with my dirt jumper. It's probably because I ride them a lot at Rays, and I rarely ride them on my trail bike when I'm out in the trails because there's not a lot anymore out in the trail systems. I missed this feature at first because I was just following the trail and just kind of zoning out. But I saw it at the last second, so I decided to hike my bike back and hit the feature because I thought it would be interesting and just a little change from the more flat terrain that I've been riding. This section coming up is supposed to be one of the newer sections that the trail group added. I kind of like it. It has a ridgeline feel to it. It's a little techy and it's off balance slightly. It does have some flow. I can see this could be pretty fun once you master like the lines through here. But my question is, how will this hold up? Because it's really like a ridgeline, so will it just start eroding away and making it more flat? Or are they going to just keep reinforcing it and keeping it like that? Either way, it wasn't a bad section. I kind of enjoyed it. It's a little change of pace from that more flat trail that they have going on in here. I'm coming up to a section of skinnies that I want to get redemption because earlier in the ride, yeah, it didn't go well. It was sketchy. I'm hoping because I have more speed and more balance and I knew they were coming this time, I would do better. And so far so good, and I got it until I fell off. Looks like I need to practice my skinnies and head back to Ray's Indoor Mountain Bike Park and get better. Or just try to find more trail systems in the outdoors that I can ride skinnies. I'm really hoping we get a break from this rain because there's several trail systems that I want to film and post on my channel, but I haven't been able to because they've been wet and closed, and it's kind of frustrating. And also it limits my riding because of the trail closures. But I really hope to get out there soon as long as the weather cooperates. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button and don't forget the bell notification so you know when my next video comes out. And as always, keep finding MTB Zen.